You're listening to WMLU 91.3 FM, the music of Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia. My name is Jen Hall, and I'm the general manager here at WMLU, which is a student-run radio station at Longwood. And what my job is to oversee all of the operations and make sure everything is running smoothly. And one of the opportunities that we give students here is the ability to have their own on-air show, which is really good to showcase your personality as well as express yourself. And you don't have to be a communication studies major to have an on-air show, though a lot of our members are communication studies majors, but we have majors like music and business, and we also have an animation major like Nathan Gowdy.
I wanted to start my own show because I thought that it'd be a good way to express myself, because I draw all the time and it's going to be my job, and this is just another way I can do so. The coolest thing about being a WMLU DJ is you get to pretty much play whatever you want to within a small amount of restrictions. What my favorite thing is about being an in-studio is the vinyls. We're able to play vinyl shows on air. It's one of the most fun experiences because you're actually interacting with the music rather than just having a playlist on Spotify or Apple Music.
Longwood has had on-air content since the 80s. Podcasting has become really popular throughout the last couple years, and it's a great way to express yourself without feeling restricted by content or time restraints. And one of the people in our organization that has experienced this firsthand is Mark Peters.
With a podcast, you can shoot pretty much anytime you want as long as the studio is open. I think that a podcast is an amazing opportunity for somebody who maybe wants to get into sort of the realm of radio or audio entertainment, but a podcast, specifically in WMLU, is a very safe option for people who are just starting out into something like this. You can record it whenever you want, however you want, for as long as you want, and one of the biggest advantages of doing a podcast as opposed to doing a live show is that you can mess up as many times as you want and then redo it again. But it's an amazing opportunity for you to sort of step out of your shell. Some people, they don't feel comfortable talking in some cases, that they don't feel comfortable talking to people. And this is sort of a way to open them up and sort of, let that more adventurous side come out.
On top of having the opportunity to have podcasts and on-air shows, our members also have the opportunity to call Division I athletics games and make some really cool memories, like our sports director, TJ Winger.
Well, calling the CBI game last year was once in a lifetime kind of thing. Calling postseason basketball on radio, that was awesome. That's something I'll never forget. It's an opportunity to grow, and I've learned a lot who I am as a play-by-play guy, especially on radio, as well as an on-air host for my radio show. It's an opportunity to really just see who you are, grow as an individual, get real-life experience, so that way when you graduate, you have the ability to say, I've done this, you should give me a job. Calling it on radio is going to be a little different than TV. You're going to be a little more specific, and typically the play-by-play guys that come out of radio tend to be those who get the best jobs possible, because it's a little bit harder. You're having to describe everything. Not everybody can see what's going on. So it's an avenue to test yourself, put yourself in the hardest field that comes with play-by-play, and let your abilities shine. It's an opportunity to find out who you are on air, what's your voice, and use it to potentially get a job and do what you actually love to do, like what I'm doing.
Something else that WMLU offers is the opportunity to be a part of our remotes committee, which hosts events around Farmville and Longwood campus, and it's headed by Makayla Jennings, and it's a really good opportunity to get your voice heard.
If nothing else, you can create projects that can inspire people, you can get noticed. It's really good, when you start going out into the real world, business wise and stuff, to just say on your portfolio that hey, I was out here, people heard me, people saw me, I made an impact on my campus community. It's a lot of different people that I meet every day. I feel like in some organizations it's the same people that come in, but here, you would imagine that we're all in the same major, which a lot of us are, but there is a bunch of people from different backgrounds who are they want to explore music and get their voice heard.
So on top of being able to DJ events and getting your voice heard, you can also be a part of our events committee and have a chance to plan one of Longwood's biggest events, BandFest, which is headed by Izzy Naccarato.
With BandFest requires people to come. They help me pick different headliners for possible options, as well as openers after we've kind of decided on a headliner. And I also try and make sure that, everybody's voice is heard and everybody kind of gets a say in who's coming doing because it's not just my choice. So in the past, we've actually had Taylor Swift, Post Malone, and last year we even had Lovely the Band, who left BandFest to go to Coachella. With the events committee, you can help plan trivia night. So I often ask like what kind of themes we should use and if anybody can host for me if I'm not able to. So for trivia, we do tend to have some really cool themes. We had Halloween themes, so people came dressed in costumes, and we had a costume contest as well.
One of the most important parts of what makes WMLU run so smoothly is our advisor, Ben Jones, who's been a part of WMLU for almost a decade. And he's seen a lot of changes throughout his time at WMLU, such as the station moving from the basement in Heiner to its current location, which is French Hall.
And we got this nice, all this new equipment, bright, shiny, new station, very clean. My memories of college radio are hanging out in a dark room with no windows, underground, completely shut off, dim lighting, the walls just covered in posters, and just, a bunch of us in the radio station playing the music that we wanted to hear, laughing, joking, yelling at each other. Very much is a large part of what I did in college, and definitely something that was always fun for me. But it's really nice to work with folks and to see people who are also interested in radio and who go on to try and, maybe not necessarily always go into radio, but they keep that sort of passion for it. And then you get some of them who actually go into radio-related fields, and that's fantastic as well, to be able to see that, this is something that is still alive. It's changing. It's taken a lot of hits, but it's still going. Radio still reaches an extraordinary amount of people.
Though WMLU is a great organization that can help you in your future, it's also a place where you can have your voice heard, make lasting memories, and meet lifelong friends. That's about it for my show tonight. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys back here next week.